All right, so you want to know how to make a great looking PowerPoint presentation quickly and easily, and I'm here to show you just that. So let's get started. I'm Richard Gunter here for Expert Zone Canada, and let's dive in. I've got a PowerPoint presentation queued up right here, and I've themed it after interior design. I'm going to show you how to quickly and easily make this look really great. We're going to go from drab to fab in just minutes. So here we go. As you can see, we've got just this blank slide. Blank title slide. You've probably seen this a million times. It's awful. You're not going to impress anybody with a slide that looks like this. So one of the built-in features of PowerPoint is called Design Ideas. You can find it right up here in the top right of the Home tab. And if you click on Design Ideas, it's actually going to pull up a bunch of ideas that are generated by the computer using intelligent services. It's going to pull up a bunch of great options for you. And within one click, there you go. I'm in here. I've got a great background. This is very on theme, interior design. It's looking great. It's looking professional. Now, this picture is pulling from a bunch of stock photography that is built right into PowerPoint with a Microsoft 365 subscription. So if I want to see all those stock photos, I'm just going to show you this for reference. You go to the Insert tab, you go to Pictures, and you can choose pictures from your device, or you can choose to search online as well. But stock images is where it's at. And you can see here that there are so many great photographs to choose from, thousands in fact. And you can search for a bunch of stuff here, or along the top, there is some different topics that you can choose. For example, climate, and a bunch will come up that way. But let's get out of there and let's continue with our presentation, okay? And we're gonna use Design Ideas a lot. We're also gonna use those stock photos a lot. Okay, so let's move on to the next slide. We've got this one here, and you'll notice that Design Ideas doesn't just work for title slides, it works for all your slides. You can see we've got 3 pictures here, some text, a title. If we click on Design Ideas, it's going to scan that slide. Each and every time it's going to scan it individually, and it's going to read what's on that slide and give you a bunch of great options. You can see we've got a bunch here that are all looking much better than the one that we've got currently. I'm actually going to, I think, pick that one. I like that one. It's taking the 3 images, it's making them all uniform in size, it's spacing them out. The text looks great. Now, if I wanted to, I could go in and I can edit any one of these things, right? These are all fully editable. There's nothing stopping me from doing that. But for the sake of this video, let's make it simple as possible. Now, the next thing I want to show you is how Design Ideas works with bullet point lists as well. You may have seen a slide like this a few times in your life, just a bunch of bullet points, and it's awful and it's the worst. So what we're going to do is we are going to choose something from Design Ideas. And to be honest, I'm going to take something that's fairly basic. So I'm going to pick this one here. What I'm going to do just to edit it is I want to bring in the text a little bit, because you're going to see what I'm going to do in a second. So now we've got the text here on the left side of the slide. I'm going to add in something here that's going to really take this slide to the next level. So we're going to go to Insert. We're going to go to Pictures and go to that Stock Images area. In here, there's a lot of different options. You've got images, which are all great, but you've also got icons. These are little icons you can use to sort of get across ideas about different topics. You've got some cutout people, which I think are great and sometimes hilarious. These can be used in a number of different ways. Some stickers, which are really fun. This is great. I mean, specifically for younger people, kids, this is a great way to express themselves within their slides. And then one of the ones that I love, and it's fairly new to PowerPoint, is illustrations. This is going to take your presentation to the next level with some really great professional looking illustrations that typically people would have to like pay a graphic designer to custom make this stuff. It's available to you for free right now. So we've got one that's called Planning is Important. So I'm going to just search planning because that's what our slide is about. And look at that. We've got 3 great options here. I'm going to pick this one. I'm going to insert it into my slide. And there you go. It's in my slide. It's looking great. Now, what's great about these illustrations is that they are fairly customizable. If you don't like the colors that are there, under the Graphics Format tab, which should be automatically selected when you click on this image, you can actually go to the Graphics Fill and you can choose a color. You can see here, I'm just, for the sake of this, just so you can see, I'm going to choose red. And now that's turned that to red. You also have the option of the outline. The outline is going to change some of the other aspects of the image. You can see if we go to black, you can see how that sort of outlines everything in black. So you can play around with that. For the purpose of this slide, I'm actually going to leave the outline the way it is. I like the way that it looks. It looks nice and clean, but we've added that red color. So now this slide, we've taken it with a couple clicks and a couple seconds. It's looking great. It's looking professional, and we are ready to move on. All right, on this slide, I want to show you how you can sort of take design ideas and use your own creativity to affect what design ideas is going to give you. So you can see here that we've got this basic slide with just some bullet points and the title. Design ideas is going to give me some great ideas. But let's say that I don't really love a lot of these. What we can actually do is go insert pictures, go to the stock images, and this one we've got perspective sketching principles. So I'm going to just search sketch and see what comes up. And there's a couple great options here. I like this one in particular, so I'm going to add that in. You're going to see that I'm not going to do anything. It's covering all my content, but now that Design Ideas sees that I've got the picture there and it's large and I've got all my text, it's going to give me some great options that I can choose from that are going to make this look really good. So there, I'm going to choose that for my design idea. And that looks really great. It's actually darkened the image in the back so that the text is still readable. So it does all that for you. Typically, if you're not using Design Ideas, you would have to do this all manually. You'd have to change the brightness of the image to make sure everything's good. You don't have to worry about that using Design Ideas. So Design Ideas is going to help you out a lot inside of PowerPoint, but also remember that once it's done the work, you can go in and you can customize it. You can do what you want. You can also add in things that you think Design Ideas will use to kind of guide it in the direction you want it to go. So for example, we saw here, I added that image that I wanted to use, and the Design Ideas is going to give me a bunch of examples using that image that I know I want to use. All right, so now that we've got the basics of Design Ideas down, let's talk about one animation in particular that is really great and is going to help you out a lot. First off, I'm going to delete this so that I can show you how this works. So this is a slide here. We've got some shapes on this slide, and this is showing a layout of a room and how you could put tables around put chairs around a table. And I want to show you a great transition that's going to make your presentations look absolutely professional and seamless and sleek with just one button click. And that transition is called the Morph transition. If you go to the Transitions tab, it's up at the top, and it's the first one that's available to you. So what Morph is doing is it's taking two slides. So we've got this first slide, slide number 5, and this slide number 6. And it's whatever has changed on that slide, it's going to automatically and smoothly transition between them. And it works with shapes. You can see here, if I go to the preview, in this second slide, what I've done is I've moved the chairs over a little bit, and I have extended this line and changed the text. So when we preview this transition, watch how everything's going to slide over and that text is going to fade in. Now, I want to show you how to quickly and easily use Morph. And this is how you would do what I just did there on that slide. I'm going to take this table, I'm going to copy it, and I'm going to paste it right into this new slide. And this works with shapes, and it can work with shapes, images, text, you name it. It works with almost anything that you can throw into a PowerPoint slide. So here I'm going to extend this table out to say, okay, here we can use a rectangular table. And just like that, Morph is going to take this slide and it's automatically going to stretch out that box, and it's going to move those chairs automatically. So that's how you can use Morph. The other great thing that you can do with Morph, and I'm just going to duplicate this slide just so that we can use the layout a little bit, is I'm going to delete everything in here. All right, so I'm going to show you how to use Morph with 3D now. I bet you didn't know that PowerPoint actually supports 3D models. And it's right here under the Insert tab. You can go to 3D models. And if you've got 3D models on your device for whatever reason, you can use those. But I like using these stock 3D models because I don't have any 3D models on my device. And because we're talking about interior design, let's just search for a chair. There's a bunch in here. There's so many different models you can choose from. I'm going to search chair and we'll see what comes up. You can see there's tons of different options. And I am just going to choose this very basic chair. It's going to insert that 3D model. It's downloading it from the internet right now. Okay, now that we've got that 3D model inserted, you can see that I can play around with it. I can move it around. We're going to put that on there. And you know what? It kind of blends in with this brown color. So I'm just going to go in here. I'm going to format this picture here. And I am going to change the color to something a little bit more contrast. There we go. All right, so now that we've done that, we've got this chair, we can change the size, we can rotate it, we can do all kinds of stuff with this model. And what's really great is that I am going to just duplicate this slide. So I'm going to right click on the slide on the left-hand side here, and I'm going to select duplicate. So now I've got two exact same versions of the slide. And here I can go in and I can play around. So what I want to do is I actually want to move some stuff around. I want to move this way over here. I'm going to send it to the back because I noticed my text is, oops. All right, now that that shape is over there, I want to move my text over here. And now here's where the magic happens. I want to do some cool stuff with this chair. So I'm just going to slide it around. I'm going to change the angle a little bit. Then when I preview that transition, that morph transition, you're going to see how it takes that first slide and transitions so seamlessly and so professionally into this new version. There you go. Wasn't that cool? A really awesome transition. You can imagine that if we were talking about something where maybe we wanted to talk about the specifics of the chair, and maybe we're going to talk about at first the legs. So here we go. We've got the legs. I'm zooming right in and we're talking about the legs right now of this chair. On the next section of this presentation, maybe we want to talk about the seat and how the seat of the chair is manufactured and created. So we can do that, make it bigger and zoom in. I'm zooming all the way in. Sometimes if you want to get a better view of the slide here, you can go to view and then under zoom, you can just affect the zoom here. So I'm just going to zoom into like 66%. There you go. Now I got a much better view here. I'm going to create this to be very, very big. And this is now zooming right in on the chair portion or the seat portion. I don't know what you'd call that of the chair. But now using this, let's actually just, I'm going to play this presentation for you guys so that we can see it. There we go. So now we're talking about the legs here. As you can see, I've got a cool feature in PowerPoint that I've got enabled, which is the live captioning. Right now it's captioning into French. So we are there. If I hit next to the next slide, it's going to do a great transition over there, move around, and now we're zooming in on the seat portion. So really great way to use Morph to really take your presentations to the next level. And you can see that just in a few minutes with a few clicks, we have got a beautiful, let me zoom in here again, fit to the window, a beautiful, professional looking presentation with just a few clicks, with not a lot of work done from a design perspective, and a lot of help from PowerPoint using a lot of the great features like design ideas and the morph transition. So those are my two biggest tips for making a quick presentation in PowerPoint look awesome. There's a lot of other great things we can explore in PowerPoint. For today, that's it though. I'm Richard Gunter for Expert Zone Canada. Thanks for watching. Be sure to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and we'll catch you next time. Thanks.